inside. Chris Morgan throws the green. We're back at it on lap 142.
And we see that Joe Rudman is back in second spot. It's taking that spot away from Resendez.
Resendez in a white 7 who led the race for the Jeff Bodine team. Now deployed in third as Sprague continues to be the dominant truck in terms of laps led. He's been passed 3 times on the racetrack.
Jack Sprague for 70, 80 laps was the dominant truck the first half. Can he keep it together for 100 laps in this half? That's the question. And it's going to take some time to find out.
The tires wearing out with the key the first time around. Here's Sauter being challenged by Irwin. A terrific battle. In the thick of that is number 66, Ruffner, last year's Rookie of the Year. We have 10 rookies in the show here this afternoon. And this battle is for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th position.
On board with Joe Rudman, the precision gear, easy for me to say. On board camera.
And the real bad news there's Rutland in the middle of the 3-truck battle for the lead.
Oh, we got some
trouble. Tammy Jo Kirk has spun and crashed, and also involved is the number 32 of Kenny Hendrick. That's Hendrick who backed into the outside wall. He was already a lap down. Kirk was involved in that big incident early in his far downfield. We'll take a quick break here as Tammy Jo hustles back to the pits for yet more repairs. We are excited about that. There's the big triangle. It does look like a little Pocono, doesn't it? And there's the bad news for Kenny Hendrick. His truck is backed into the wall over there, and here's how it came about. Just the tail end of it, Benny.
Well, there's the 07 car of Tammy Jo Kirk, the first car we see spun, and the Kenny Hendrick car is backed in the outside retaining wall. What caused all this, I have no idea. Maybe Barry Sid could shed some light into it. Oh, I see some contact between those two as Hendrick tried to go by Tammy Jo on the inside. It looked like Kenny Hendrick hits the wall head on, and there we see Ron Hornaday walking towards his car. Bill Weber?
Well, Ron, obviously you are in some discomfort.
Not really. It'll set in tonight, but we'll get this Napper Soleil back together and make some laps for this championship. One of them deals. I seen Butch Miller slow down. Looked like he's going to the pits. Toby Butler waved me by because, you know, it's a little faster. Got alongside Toby. It looked like Butch came back on the track and made it 3 wide. This track's not big enough for 2 going through there. We made it 3 wide. I hate to see it. Brand new truck. Don't get it fixed. We'll make some laps.
This has not happened to you in this series, Ron. A very unusual situation.
Well, you know, Mike Skinner's awful tough. You've seen what he did. He got hurt the first race. He came back and made a charge for it. We can do it with this Napa Chevrolet. We'll figure it out.
You're going to try and get back out?
I'm ready. Let's get that thing. Got to straighten the steering shaft. I know that. It's bit all the way up to the windshield, but I hate to say it, but that was a brand new truck.
Ouch.
Sorry, Dale, Teresa, but we'll get her back together. We'll figure something out.
It's Ron Hornaday, the defending series champion, behind the wall now.
Man, that hurts just watching him try to walk across there and hold his side so it doesn't shake too much as he takes a step.
And try to smile at the same time.
Exactly.
He did the best he could to put a good face on it. They are, in fact, trying to fix the truck, but it's taken a lot of hits here. Rookie drivers in the race. Tammy Jo Kirk has been involved in her 3rd incident of the day here. 2 of those, in her defense, were not her fault. Toby Porter, as we said, has had a great run here. He's 19th after starting all the way in the back. And then kind of a mixed bag of results for the rest of them. The best of the bunch is Kenny Irwin Jr., who is inside the top 10. The USAC National Pitching Champion, having a good run here today. Key point, I guess, is that most of the rookies are still out there in accumulating position. This is the competition yellow. They'll refuel the trucks, and we'll come back to finish this thing at Disney World. Hensley in a position scrap, but these are the 3 drivers that appear to be the class of the field here, Benny, and continuing to have some question about Sprague and the performance of his truck. They did a lot of work on it there during that quick break.
That's what it looked like. They were stringing the front end to see if the toe end was off. They might have to put some tape on the nose of the truck. I think maybe there we see as all the trucks go by, and Rick Crawford in that bright blue truck fighting for position. Dan Press is still out there. Here's Lonnie Rush in the 35, the green and yellow one. And Tammy Jo.
Deal off season. And there's Kirk, who has suffered suffered today after that initial crash, but soldiers on. In the Jeff Bodine machine, here is your leader, Jack Sprague, who burned the tires off in the first half and slipped to third at the break, but now has come back strong to dominate in the second half, as he did in the first in terms of laps led. Ruttman, having started 16th, marched quickly to the front and has been around the lead all day, has held it only once and only briefly, but may still be the truck to beat. Resendiz, after that big burst of speed that carried him to the lead, seems pretty content to sit there in third and save the tires now.
I don't know that he's content. Maybe that's all he can do at this point in time. Sprague right now looks like putting a couple of car lengths on his competitors. Joe Nemechek in the Bell South truck has just took his car to the garage area and parked, and Rich Bickle continues to lose position. The leader at the halfway point, the diehard truck, continues to lose positions as Rick Corelli and Butch Miller goes by.
Corelli appears to have saved the best for late in the race. That is the best he's run thus far as he takes over fourth, and Butch Miller came right with him into fifth spot. Bickle, boy, he is going backwards. There goes Hensley in 43 and Sauter in the 3. Just like that, Bickle's going to be all the way back in what, 7th spot, 8th spot. Tough sledding. Punch after they load at the halfway point. Good news is they got their Gatorade money. We've got 10 cautions today, just one short of the record 11 for a superspeedway record of 11 last year at Homestead. So it has been a crash-bar affair.
This is Jimmy Hensley's Cummins Dodge as he looks back at Jay Sauter, the driver for Richard Childress this year in the Goodrich Chevy. There they are. 3 and the 3.
Sauter has stayed out of most of the trouble today, although as you can see the left rear is beat up a little bit. Started 21st, currently sits in 7th spot in front of Bickle, who is now 8th. Now we mentioned that Waltrip has gone from happy to sad. Let's see how sad as we go to Bill Weber.
Darrell Waltrip, you told me you were saving tires, but now you have a motor problem?
Yeah, Rick's just called in and said that the engine had started skipping. We're afraid it may have broken a valve spring. He's going to have to back off and hopefully make it to the finish now. That's what we're hoping for. We don't want to blow up if we can help it.
Boy, this racing can really be an up-and-down day, or even if you're just watching.
Well, I've had a fun day, though. At least we led halfway, and that was big for us.
So, success in mid-race for Bickle. New outfit, run that well, lead the race, get a big check. Yeah, it's frustrating when you break apart, but still, it's good to know that you're competitive.
Well, that's the whole thing, is they leave here knowing that they can't run with any truck here. See all these trucks going by the 68. That's Bobby Goddard driving for Carl Wagner, that yellow truck that these vehicles went by just a moment ago.
Bobby has lost a couple of laps here today and soldiering on, just accumulating laps. No, I'll take the net. Just lost one lap. He is inside the top 20 at 18th spot, so that's not a bad run. Hey, Sauter in that black 3, it's interesting that he was on the short list for the very first truck campaign of Richard Childress. Skinner got the ride and the championship. As we go back with the Jack Sprague with about a 5-truck interval. Sauter now gets his shot at the big league, and he's done a good job here today. He is 7th. Let's go to Marty.
The crew chief. Dennis Conner is the crew chief for Jack Sprague, but we ought to call him a jockey today. He told me, he says, I feel like I'm trying to rein in a racehorse. And he says, I get him to calm down for a few laps, and then all of a sudden, Jack gets racy again on him. They really studied that right front tire. They were checking the toe. It was okay. He said it looked pretty good at the break. He says they think they can go if we can just keep Jack from running out from underneath of it.
Jack likes to go to the front. If he can win this deal, it'll be the first time in Truck Series history that the same driver has won 3 in a row on the Superspeedway. He likes the big racetracks, but Conner speaking there to the issue of tire wear and strategy. Concerned about his guy. Hey, what are you going to do when you got Joe Ruttman bearing down on you, right?
Well, just exactly what I was going to say, but that shot has gone away.